There's something to be said about hard-nosed full contact. It's like that raw rap all the way back to boom bap. Spikes up, Ty Cobb inspired killing the corners. Heating up with recklessness, we still getting warmer. Nevertheless, nothing contest, we bring it best. Wile E. Coyote mixed with Roadrunner, foe comers. Holding your title hostage, the kings we smoke others. You're either with us or against us, it doesn't matter which. Scouting your weakness, we bring the wrath when we hit. There's never been a squad as raw as trash can spit. You might get bashed with a stick while I'm pounding the fence. Look around, you're a fish while I'm rounding it quick. Take a look at the base and sprint off with a fist in your face. No remorse, no mercy, no force can hurt me. The scouts purposely bring the pain, come try to work me. But there's a crew of dirty cats.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and aliens. Yeah, current events in the intro tonight. Trying to figure out these UFOs and these aliens. Good evening, and we bring you right in. We're doing a fourth wall thing tonight. This is what happens before the show, people. Like, you think we got a conference room and we got these notes, and
yeah,
no,
we ain't got none of that shit, bro.
Nah, dude, we run Apex
and shit.
And Los was in a really good game,
team, bro. Yo, I got a stupid fucking team, bro. Like, these motherfuckers ran back towards the fucking. Oh shit. Yeah, motherfucker.
This is great.
Yeah.
This
These
is
motherfuckers
great.
ran backwards, and I'm about to get fucked
Oh,
up.
damn. That's a day you got jumped.
No, fuck that. You got me fucked up, buddy.
See, he's got a gold weapon, folks, so that's really good.
These motherfuckers, we about to die, bro. This is bullshit.
They're in the storm. If you don't know the game, I'm not going to try to explain it to you.
My teammates are stupid, because why the fuck would you run back towards the fucking ring?
Folks, if you're going to play Apex Legends, this is a definite issue if you don't have friends, because you get paired up with what we like to call randos in the gaming world, and it can go really well, it can go really bad, and it looks like Los got himself.
It looks like this is kind of getting both. So
he got us some noobs here rocking the rando.
Fuck out of here! I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, this game has a storm that moves in, just pushes everybody into the middle of a map to force everybody to fight if you're trying to hide out. And yeah, he's having a rough go here, folks, trying to get out of storm.
We good, bro. We good.
He's got the heat shield. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just hoping that my teammates didn't dip out on me and do some dumb shit. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, because see, the one motherfucker's fighting, and I'm trying to heal up. I'm trying to get shielded, because I'm not coming out of this motherfucking shield until then. But
the glue guys
team stupid.
Go streaming, man. I'll tell you what. Now I get it. Like, I'm gonna leave this edits, man.
Fuck.
I'm not. Of course they are. You knew that was coming.
No, that's all good. I knew the one dude was gonna get down, but I think he might have got down because of yeah, I'm gonna run this shit out. Okay, I'm gonna run this shit out.
Yeah, try to get there.
A
A little speed burst there, push through. Yeah. That helps.
But then my teammate is telling me there's someone in there.
All right, who's ever shitting on this game, you're only half right, dude. Warzone is the shit. This is the game.
Fuck,
Warzone is crap.
Fuck. Yeah, I fucked that up. Of
course it's Newcastle. Taking the OP news guy. Of course it is.
Though. Where the fuck is my other teammate?
Oh, come on,
teammate,
man.
I don't know where this motherfucker was, bro.
I'm surprised that's the only comment so far. I was getting worried we weren't on the air yet. Now I know. Somebody cracking on Apex. Well, that means you don't play it. Yeah, and Warzone's horrible too. So, I know. Tell me about Fortnite too.
Complaints.
Tell me about Fortnite too, bro.
I'll fucking throw on Fortnite too next time.
I ain't doing it, man.
I think the worst part right now is I can't hear it.
You could run Overwatch though. I'd watch Overwatch. But you know what? Let me knock out the sponsors real quick.
I totally do. Hit that.
We didn't forget you guys. I said Tedits. We're gonna leave the streaming to him, but we love Apex. He keeps saying he's gonna play, and he's not. But he is coming back June 1st. He's doing a little break. He's been filming a lot of content. He's working on a new golf show. So it's going to be really good. He's putting everything together. He redid the stream room. So June 1st, he's decided he's coming back. So that should be fun. We've talked about it. Los and I are supposed to get on a stream with him to play Apex. So I'm waiting to hear, when that's going to happen. So sometime after June 1st, we're going to do a cross promotion, do some glue guys, Tedits, mash up there. We'll have to talk to Paconaut and see if maybe we can get a theme to the crossover. I don't know, but shout out Pac. What's up, my John? BP Mercenaries, music you hear each and every week to start us off and to send us the hell out of here. Check it out on all your favorite streaming platforms. Czar Realty, our friends over at Czar, Mickey always taking care of us here at the Glue Guys program. This weekend, we'll talk more about it later, but it's the Czar Realty Series, man. We got him his own tournament. And I know some people think that that's not a fan of that, but hey, it is what it is. You know, to the victor go the spoils. Marty's trophies. I got my Glue Guys thermos up there. They're doing the trophies for us this weekend. We'll have first and second place plaque prizes for the 40s AAA and the 40s Major. Yes, we have back to split divisions. Very happy about that. Our buddy Kevin over at McDilly Sports, the shelves. You can hear it right here, but as you know, I'm using it as a literal shelf, not in a softball bag. So it's good for home stuff too. Great end table, great for a shelf for your drinks, for streaming. Got all my stuffs on here. This thing is durable. I'm beating the crap out of it. And our newest, but definitely not our least, Jimmy over at Saharo Solar. Folks, it's summer. I don't know if you noticed. We're consistently into triple digits. I know because my air conditioning isn't working as well in my work truck. I don't like getting out of it at all. So summer's here, folks. It's here, which means your electric bill is going to rival your fucking gas bill, your gasoline bill when you fill up during the week. So now's the time to look into solar, knock down that bill. You need every extra dollar you can get to put gas or diesel in your truck or car. Reach out to our buddy Jimmy. Find out what solar can do for you. Save you some loot. Glue Guys trying to help out your wallet too, man. I'm going to talk about the stock market because I don't even get that shit, but maybe we can help you this way. A bunch of stuff we want to get into tonight. Obviously, I put the post up, okay? A couple subjects we're going to touch on. We're going to talk about the tournament matchups that we got. We're doing pool play in the bracket. We're still getting it done in one day. We are not doing fucking 40-minute pool games. I'll put that out there right now. And I'm pretty sure the lights are not going to go out when we finally get to the ship.
Wait a minute, though, dude. I really don't have a problem with the 4 fucking innings, bro. That shit was fucking gold.
I'm sorry. I said 40 minutes.
Yeah, you said 40 minutes.
So you didn't even get 40 minutes, probably.
Yeah, that 4 inning shit was gold, bro. I know a lot of people hated it. After I thought about it, right, it was jarring because you didn't go in expecting it, considering that it was just sprung on you pretty much once you got to the field and started getting set up. Nonetheless, I'm gonna say it was kind of cool. I think it would be kind of cool to do a whole tournament that's like short like that, and maybe like do triple A Lamb or something crazy.
Well,
I mean, again, I'm not talking about this should be the standard. What I'm saying is just to do something different, something fun. That 4 inning thing got my mind going. I'm not a director. I just play one on the weekends when I stay at a Holiday Inn. But I think it would be kind of cool to do something like that. No, only Holiday Inn, because if I was at a Holiday Inn Express, I could act like a director.
Well, Mickey brought up what I was going to say. The major team still had to spot 5 runs in a 4 inning game.
Okay, but you guys know ahead of time. Look, I'm going to say this again, as I say it all the time. I am not a fan of the spot for any fucking body. I say that all the time. So I agree that spot shit's stupid, especially when you're doing four innings. But I'm just saying, like, it would be kind of fun to do 4 innings and throw some different rules and shit just to make it.
I mean, look, I understand, but like, I mean, you at least got to start at 5 innings, and then the main point to all my complaining and bitching about it is there's no communication, none.
Well, yeah,
just start one pitch tournaments. Yeah, those go over real well.
Yeah, one pitch is fucking stupid. There's no way whatsoever you're going to convince me that one pitch is not stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
I say the 4 innings thing. Only reason I say the 4 innings thing is I'm looking at it like a matter of speed, like almost like speed softball. Granted, it's not like basketball or football where you've got a running clock. I mean, you have a clock, but largely the clock doesn't play in at all. I think it would be cool if you do shorter innings, do like a time that really has people running on the clock. That'd be kind of dope. I don't know. I'm just saying different things because let's be real, this shit gets boring really fast. We're playing accelerated golf for God's sake. So that's why I'm always saying shit like that because
I hear you. I hear you. Look, the bottom line is it's not the first time that's happened. You can do whatever you want. You can try different stuff. I'm all for that, but you got to have the communication. And there was wasn't a lot of thought put into it.
Well, I don't want to.
But anyway, it is what it is.
I don't really want to get on them. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not really saying it about them. I'm really just saying it in general that their 4 inning thing kind of gave me an idea. Yeah, I could go on and on about the the failures of what happened because You don't get people to the tournament, into the dugouts, getting ready for the game, and then you hey coaches, and then all of a sudden you're all like, yeah, so you're doing 4 innings for pool. That's bullshit. There's never a place for that type of communication ever.
Yeah, sorry, my little spies
yeah.
are texting me.
You're all good. It's all good.
The clown doesn't understand symbolism, metaphors, and he's a real big assumer, as I'm hearing. But again, I bring this on myself. After flipping out last week, I think everybody's trying to find a way to put gasoline on the fire again and get me screaming and yelling. I've asked my spy to maybe go clue him in that I was not. He thinks everything I said last week was about him. Don't flatter yourself. Do not flatter yourself. And there comes my Philly out. Don't flatter yourself.
Come on.
Don't flatter yourself. You're not that good.
On.
And I've said that to your face, so I'm not too, I'm not telling you anything I haven't already told you to your face.
It's whatever. I don't.
Moving on.
I was gonna say I'm back on that shit that I'm usually on. I don't want to spend time on anybody or anything that isn't on us. So yeah, fuck all that.
Moving on.
And we got some topics. Yeah, we got. A couple
I mean, I got shit to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't know. And you know what, my little spy, I'm not going to say your name. Why aren't you watching us? Why aren't you watching us?
Because it's more dramatic.
I love it. Yeah, I know where the drama is. It's not here. So somebody go over there and give him a sweatshirt, keep him happy, or a pizza. Send that man some food. He looks thin.
I have the waggiest fucking team today, man. Jesus.
All right, we're on Overwatch, by the way.
Yeah,
if nobody picked up
now.
on that,
I know somebody was fucking complaining about.
All right, wanted us to play AWS, Ease, and I said not after the last tournament. Hey, man, I don't know.
Dude.
Because, look, they only have a kids tournament really once a year, and that never goes well. So, I mean, good luck. And that's actually coming up. So, yeah, good luck with that.
That's a whole lot of tough.
I don't like the false advertising. I think somebody called it out on the message boards. I don't how do I say this, like, respectfully? I know too much. Let me just put it that way. I know too much. All right? And I don't like the bait and switch shit. And I had arguments internal about that. The bait and switch shit's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. But anyway, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Tree does not agree with you. Sorry, Marlos. You're wrong, brother. 4 innings is shit. If you're in a hurry, you're playing the wrong game.
Well, it's not a matter. No. Okay, so here, let me instead of speaking in pieces, I'm going to kind of better describe what I'm getting at. It's not a matter of hurry, because if I'm going to be honest, we're all adhering to a 50-minute time limit. So clearly, someone is in a hurry. Someone wants to get the shit over with. What I was getting at was, it's not about the time it takes to play 7 innings, because again, you're all functioning under a time limit all the time, right? What I'm getting at is maybe is doing that 4-inning thing or whatever. Again, not as a real tournament, not as for points or anything like that. Just kind of an exhibition. It'd be great for like a charity thing, like whatever. And you have multiple teams, more teams than normal. You could even do, like, I know people usually wait for like Thanksgiving and shit like that to do it, like 7v7, v7, shit like that. Do that in 4 innings, and, limit some of the rules, or, unlimited bombs or any fucking thing. I'm just looking at it as something different, something new, something fun to do off and on. Nothing that would change, the standard way that we play beyond literally that one tournament, man. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There's another piece to that, dude. I probably am playing the wrong game, but I gotta admit, dude, we're playing sped up golf. We're playing athletic fucking golf. We're basically standing still for whatever period of time, then all of a sudden a ball goes and everybody takes off and moves around for a little bit, then rinse, repeat. I'm not unaware of, the pacing that we play and the things that we do, especially in senior. There's a lot of things that are rules and such that are added to speed up the game. The 5 run per inning rule is largely to speed up the game. So I'm clearly not the only person that thinks, some of these games get lengthy. While I don't have a problem with a full length game, it is what it is. I'm just, again, throwing out ideas to do things in addition to what we normally do. Because one of the things that we often hear, especially when you're in dugouts, God damn, this takes forever. God damn, we've been waiting all day. Oh, I hate these breaks between games. Oh my God, that type of shit. So,
Yeah,
just thinking of
it's,
different ways
you
to
know.
do different things. That's all. That's really what I'm saying.
I understand.
I'm
I
not.
do.
I'm not looking at like worlds. Like, hey, world is coming up. Let's switch this shit up to 4 innings. That's fucking nonsense. I just, I just mean, just to do something different. It'd be fun. It's boring
You
when
know,
you're doing the same thing. And
I
yeah,
will say
like,
something though.
and dead ass, Mike, I'm with you. Like as far as the outfield, but to an extent, it's still the same fucking thing. You're proving exactly what I'm saying. Is that by and large, we're waiting, and then things happen for a few seconds, or for a minute. Then we're waiting again, and then back and forth, and that's normal. That's the sport. That's what we play. That's why I'm saying I'm absolutely aware of what it takes and what we do, but I'm also saying to you that the larger amount of the rules that you adhere to right now were put in place to speed up the game. So I'm not suggesting we need to speed up the game any further, but I am suggesting that clearly other people believe that the game is too slow. That's more.
At the end of the day, I guess the only point I'll make is that there's got to be better communication, and certainly there's been a couple times I didn't communicate. I've gotten pretty decent at it. I got help. We get the emails out if we're changing anything. I also we also have the show to bring stuff up. So luckily, I have ways to get the information out there instead of dropping it on Team Saturday morning. That's my big thing. Like you said, it was a shock.
Yeah.
To you guys because you just didn't expect it.
Yeah.
That's bad. And then listen, you don't spot 5 runs in a 4-inning game. That's just idiotic.
That's straight up. That's dumb.
So stupid.
Yeah.
If you're gonna if you're gonna try to do 4-inning games,
yeah,
right?
You're gonna do that.
Just play straight up. At that point, you're making up the rules as you're going along. Why are you going to hold to one rule and not hold to another? It doesn't.
Agreed.
And you're screwing major teams. Like you really are. You can argue about the spot. No, man. Some of these AAA teams are real good. That's why everybody always posts about sandbagging. Not just to say it's because some of these teams are good. You catch a majors team on the wrong day, that 5 runs wins a game.
Yes.
So
absolutely,
whatever.
Absolutely.
It's stupid. But again, not surprised. Not surprised. I guess they're expecting 25-team fucking Division 2 where there's only 8 teams. Yeah, whatever.
Hey, I did see a post about that, and
I was like,
I think
wow,
it was,
okay.
I think it was Brian Ketcherside or someone, and I could be wrong there, but they basically said the same thing I was thinking. No fucking way you get that many teams. Period. Or was it was someone else? It may have been someone else. Forgive me if
Brian was on the conference discussion.
Okay.
And then I think Dave brought up Dave posted something about prizes. And that's where the 25-team thing came in. The flyer said it was based on 25 teams.
Yeah, there was a post
in a division. I
even liked on. Yeah, there was a post I saw that I liked, and it was exactly what you just said. Like it was basically saying, "Oh, the prizes are for 25 teams in the division." Someone immediately posted in that thread, and they said, "Yeah, there's no way you're getting that many people." And that's the first thing I thought in my head. Like, dude, you're struggling to get 10, 20. Like,
yep.
you're struggling to get 10. Now you're talking 25. Let's be realistic, I guess, or something like that.
It is what it is.
Here's
like I said, my thing is, I gave you credit, Dave. That was Dave Taylor's post.
Okay, yeah, right.
The thing I don't like is, again, we're back to the same issue, the communication, which is the issue I had over there, and it's never changed. I can make jokes about 4-inning games and this. In all seriousness, it's the communication.
Yeah.
When you make those calls, you got to inform people. You can't, we'll see him Saturday morning. That makes it really hard on the guy running who's there day of operation trying to run a smooth tournament. If I don't think he made that call, but if he did, shame on him.
On top of that, for the teams and for the players themselves, there's a different preparation you do as a team when you've got, full game, or you're prepping for a full game, or you're ready to play a full game, compared to all of a sudden now it's 4 innings. That means the open doesn't even happen in some cases. Or if the open happens, it's in the in the 4th inning, and no one's really prepared. And I mean, I guess it's one of those things that, yes, as a player, you just adjust. But Jesus, that's so bad to not tell anybody until the last minute. That's so weird.
So I'll drop all the other shit and talk about that. It's funny whoever said the one pitch, because we know the person who fucking made a big stink about that, and he got put in his place. Speaking of. Wow, it's just weird the timing when people decide to do things. The clown.
That? Oh, he said do one pitch?
No, when I was back at the other place, we had a weather thing, and we lost 2 fields.
Uh-huh.
Right? And we had teams coming in from out of state,
And I remember there was some complaining about one pitch.
Yeah, I mean, we got down there and we were told, Maricopa told us, nope, you lost 2 fields. We only have 5 to begin with.
Right.
So rain and flooding, they couldn't get the other 2 fields ready. I mean, that's a whole nother discussion about whether they were ready or not. But anyway, so we were kind of stuck first thing Saturday morning trying to figure out, all right, we're not going to tell these teams to go home that traveled in. I think we had 4 or 5 teams in from Cali.
Yeah.
You know, so we went one pitch to try to speed it up. And for the most part, after it, people were good with it. And people complained, but they were over in a week. Well, the clown fucking went on Facebook and telling everybody he could talk to how effed up that was, that it was stupid and whatnot. You want to know why he did that? And I found out later, right? He played in that tournament. And he batted fucking like 200. That's why he was mad about one pitch. So it makes sense now. But we had to get the tournament in, and that's what happened.
I'm not a
special
fan of
occasion.
One pitch.
I'm okay with the special occasion thing, but not every time.
I'm not a fan of one pitch. However, not being a fan of it, I do recognize when it's nearly necessary. I would rather do a one pitch than pay my money and have to go home and not play at all, because then I'm going to be really pissed. So I get it. I get it. I don't like it. I would always prefer we don't do a one pitch. I know one pitch is usually the method of charity games and things like that from time to time, but I hate it. I think
I can't remember. This is how bad my memory is. I think we went back to normal once we got out of pool.
Yeah.
I think for the bracket games, we ended up getting back to it, and we caught up some of the time and adjusted. I mean, it was a shit show. We were out there like 1:30 in the morning.
Dude, I've played so many.
And that was nobody's fault. You know, we had 3 fields where we thought we had 5 trying to adjust. I think we had like 20, 25 teams that tournament total. So, you know, we were trying to do that. And the thing that I laugh about, you know, somebody's making, and he's not the only one. So on this particular thing, everybody's got something to say, fucking armchair quarterbacks, but they've never run a tournament. Of course you're going to talk a bunch of shit. In the meantime, in the moment on Saturday morning, in about 10 minutes, I got to figure out how to get this thing in. People paid money. You got to give them their games or whatnot, you know?
Yep.
Was the whole tournament? All right, Dave. Like I said, I don't remember. So I guess we kept the one pitch the rest of the tournament. I know that it was tight, but it went late both Saturday and Sunday. I was pissed Sunday night and Monday morning going to work. But anyway, you know, a real big critic has a lot to say. He's never run a tournament. He's never been a director. And that goes for a lot of you. Go run a tournament, and then I'll put some, you know, it'll put some substance into what you have to say when you're not happy about something.
No.
Just like when you guys bitch about the umps.
No,
there are certain guys' opinions I take more to heart because they've umped.
No, it won't.
You know, but if you never umped, well, yeah, whatever. You know? Same thing for guys making comments about how a tournament's set up, or, you know, you better have run one or been affiliated with one, and I'll put a lot more stock into what you have to say. It's not as easy as it looks.
But you know? Okay, so that's a common conversation that happens within sports, right? You hear people say, "Well, if you've never played, then you shouldn't have this, you shouldn't have this or this or that. You shouldn't have this comment, or you shouldn't have, what you say doesn't have as much stock." But I'm willing to say, which, honestly, we've just sat here and made this point for 10 or 20 minutes. Just being a director doesn't mean you're actually doing a good job at it. So you could have been a director and directed a tournament and still be ass fucking terrible at it. So that doesn't mean your opinion's going to be any better. It just means you have ass fucking opinions and you have had the experience of being a director.
I'm just saying.
I understand where you're coming from. I just hate the idea of doing. No, I just hate the idea of trying to attach that to it. While I don't disagree that having the experience does kind of color your perspective a little better, I also think, though, that, an idiot's an idiot is an idiot. And most people who are not idiots are going to assess things from some level of logic rather than just, I didn't get my way, I'm angry. And I think a lot of what you're talking about are the people who do that. And, they're mad because they didn't get their way or something didn't go the way they felt like it should. And, typical American entitlement, if you will. So that's why I'm like, I don't want to get into the idea that you have to play or have to be a director or have been a director in order to understand it.
No,
the same thing could go for, because
it could work against you.
Yeah.
Because if you say something really stupid, I'm going to say, wait, you've run tournaments. How would you even consider? So it can work against you too. But anyway,
the
I'm talking
unifying
about
issue
tournaments.
is the unifying issue still.
Yeah.
It's being intelligent, understanding perspective, utilizing things that actually have some level of a logical basis behind them, reasoning that amounts to something more than because I like it or because I said so. I think those are universal to any leadership position, any leadership situation, and largely in softball and sports and everywhere.
Yeah,
it doesn't actually happen,
I don't know, but speaking of tournament, this weekend the balls. I was actually half serious, Dave. I was breaking your balls the way I worded it in the post, but in all seriousness, I've had to expand it. Every week before tournament or 2 weeks, I go and see what balls are available, if any. Well, the Dudley Advanced Seniors we like out. The rocks that you were supposed to get in July aren't coming till August now. I've been hearing. You could barely get the ZNs, and nobody's buying the Worth Gold Dots for us. So what I've done, and I talked about a little bit last week, I say tourney. Stop it, Wisconsin. What we're doing, I'm allowing 44 400s in. So if it has a sanction stamp, hey, we got a dub.
Yeah, that was that.
I just wanted to acknowledge it. It's kind of like a background thing. We're at the bar, like it's Sports Center. Now we got a game on for you, so you should be happy. We're adding entertainment into the show.
Right.
We're allowing 44 400s with any sanction stamp on them, and at least for this weekend, because people said they can't get any balls. I'm going to allow the Trump Stoats too, senior Stoats, which God, that hurts me to even fucking say it, but if that's all teams have, I understand, because you can't get any senior ball right now. And I swear to God, if I see one Ghost Max, I'm chucking the whole team. I just watched a big thread on another group talking about the Ghost Max balls, and a guy posted that they used them in a senior tournament, I think out east somewhere, and you should have seen the list of people who are like, that's bullshit, those balls kill people. The amount of vitriol and hate toward the Ghost Max told me these people have been hit by that ball before. You don't talk that angry about a ball unless you've been hit by it. So they're split about the Ghost Max. The hitters love it. The fielders hate it. So good luck with that goddamn ball. So that's the deal. The usual 44 375. Trump's senior Stoats, and also 44 400s with any sanction stamp. Because apparently, looking at Just Sports, you can only get like the NSA ones, which is fine. It's just got to have a stamp on it. I hope to not have to extend it to any other ones, but who the hell knows with these supply chain issues? I don't know. Maybe the government can send a plane to go pick up some fucking senior softballs along with this baby formula. That'd be really nice. So we'll see. But for right now, for this weekend, nobody get upset if you see a bunch of Trump Stoats out there. I'm allowing it. Personally, I think it hurts the team throwing them in because you're hitting the balls that you're pitching. But if that's all you got, I understand. That covers the weekend as far as the balls go. Get that out of the way. So, yeah, we do actually do a little list. So I saw post went up. Well, first of all, let's get this out of the way. For all you assholes who thought you were funny with the Sixers and troll me with the Suns, hey, way to show up, Game 7. Way to show up. Way to show up, Ayton. You couldn't even stay on the court for more than a half. Way to go, buddy. Curse out your coach. That's a great way to build camaraderie. You got beat by, come on, man, 50? Come on, man. Really? So bad that Pat Bev's on ESPN getting a second career going, calling Chris Paul a traffic cone. When
hey,
Pat
bro.
Bev, who,
Pat Bev is, dude,
he needs to shut up.
If anybody on earth needs to shut the fuck up, it's him. Like, legit. Because I think it's crazy because you see all these different players popping out and dropping comments on him. Danny Green today fucking eviscerated this motherfucker, bro.
And you're a cone too, Pat Bev.
You're a cone, bro. No one's fucking scared of you, bro. I was like, oh.
It's like you're a role player. How are you going to talk shit on a Hall of Famer? You're a role player.
But what's worse is, and it's indicative of what we just finished talking about, that's a guy who is a professional basketball player and has the opinion of a fucking wrinkled can. Like,
right,
what
but
the
everybody's
fuck kind of dumb shit is that? And everybody's
they're celebrating it, Los.
Oh, yeah,
ESPN's got. I saw yours on again today.
Yeah, dude.
Again today. Barstool.
Everybody loves the stupid shit, bro.
Portnoy turned around and said blank check for a podcast once a week. Dude, you're endorsing the behavior of a role player who's best known for blowing in someone's ear, not for playing defense, not for scoring points, for being a fucking hothead.
Dude,
That's what he's known for.
Russell Westbrook tried to inform everyone before, and he was like, "Yo, Pat Bev be fooling y'all. Homie's just running around," and it's the truest shit ever, dude. Like, look, man, and I used to really kind of dig Pat Bev because he's a grimy type of player. He's doing all the dirty work. And then I realized that this motherfucker's really just running his goddamn mouth. And I think it was funny when Danny Green brought up how Luka's fucking cooking this dude left and right, right? And I don't see Pat Bev popping that bullshit against him. Like, what are you really saying, dude? You sound like a bitter ex because you took an opportunity to talk shit about Chris Paul having a bad game. But where were you during this game, bro? You were at home. Like, you were at home watching the game the same fucking way as me. And again, we celebrate this stupid shit, dude. We celebrate shit like that.
That's my only problem with it.
It's foolish.
I mean, Redick went at at least JJ went at him.
Yo, I love JJ Redick anyway.
And I agree what he said. He's like, wait, Harden's a max player, but you're gonna talk shit about Chris Paul?
Yeah, bro.
Like, you're ready to give James Harden a max? Like, stop.
And then something else he said, he's like Jason Tatum. He brought up Jason Tatum and Jason Tatum's defense, and Pat Bev goes to doing his Pat Bev thing. And I'm really at the point where I just believe he's just saying shit. He's just saying shit.
He's just hot taking all over the place.
Yeah, he's hot taking, get his money. I mean, he's basically Stephen A.ing with less vocabulary. And everybody digs it. Everybody's going, oh, look at that. He said that about Chris Paul. But that's America, bro. That's softball too. If you go to any field, right, during a weekend, at any field, go in the dugout, that's when everybody's not lying or pretending. They're basically saying the same type of shit about whoever the fuck you're talking about. Like, whoever you think is dope. I've even heard some of these goofies say shit like that about Mike Nino. Like, how? You know what I'm saying? Shit's crazy.
Well, that leans into my, one thing I wanted to bring up because, when the Suns lose, everybody, loses their shit. You see the Fairweathers come out on Facebook, right? Oh, trade that. They're not real fans, right? They lose their shit.
I'm on that. I'm on that.
So I'm bringing that over. Yeah. We are a softball show somewhat. Yeah. So I just started thinking about it, and I'm not 100% sure. So I was hoping we had a decent chat tonight to jump in on this. Is there Fairweather fans in softball? Now, I know there's shit talkers and fake people that, oh, yeah, like you just mentioned. Mm-hmm. I've heard numerous dudes trying to talk shit on Mike Nino, but the minute that bat came out, boy, they're on Facebook hitting him up.
Fuck the bat. Minute homeboy pulls up to a tournament, then they're all up in his asshole. And Mike Nino's a cool ass cat, bro. But I use him as an example because A, he's a really cool cat, and B, he's obviously a higher tier player. And so you'll get these guys that are like, oh, yeah, he's not really that great. He fucking sucks, blah, 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 blah. All the same type of shit that your boy Pat Bev is running. Right. And then again, the numbers don't add up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're basically saying, yeah, he sucks. But wait a minute. What does that put? Where does that put you? Like, how do you compare the two or make any judgments whatsoever in that negative tone? I mean, it's one thing to point out something of value, right? You say statistically speaking, or you say, hey, in this tournament or in this series or in this game, you qualify it with some level of perspective. When you start doing hot takes and shit, just throwing numbers out just for the sake, or throwing words out just for the sake of saying shit, that's where it gets ridiculous. Boom, shakalaka, overtime, we're going to win this round.
Yeah, I just, listen, so I'm trying to figure out, like, I think I got to separate, just the fake people. Yeah, that guy's great. And then, no, he's, you're great, man. I really respect you. 10 minutes later, fuck that guy. Blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all the time. Long list of people that do that. I just wonder if there's Fairweather softball fans.
Of teams or
I guess,
what do you mean specifically?
That's what I'm trying to phrase or form the question. People that are on somebody's shit and then off because, they lose one tournament, I guess, trying to equate it to maybe a basketball or a football kind of thing. It got me thinking,
I think there's a lot of people out there who are I won't go as far as say Fairweather, right? Because there's an inherent lie in the first statement anyway, right? They're saying, oh yeah, such and such is dope, but they're really only saying it to curry favor with whoever they're talking to, or with the idea that if I say this, then I'll, then hey, I may get this opportunity, or if I say this, then maybe this will work out for me in the future, some shit like that. there's usually a different reasoning for why they're doing it. But I guess fair weather implies that they felt like that in the first place, and it always seems like they never really believed what they were saying in the first place. They were saying it because it seemed opportune. It seemed like the right thing to say at that time to give them opportunities, or to help them with opportunities.
May just rephrase, because the thing that I hate that's prevalent to kind of pivot a bit on it. You know, everybody wants to shit on success first and foremost. It's the first reaction to any person or any team having success is to shit on it. Like, oh man, blank team won last weekend. You know, they had a really good run, or they're not that good, or they got lucky, or that's the first thing you hear. Yeah. You know, there's no credit being given, and that's a problem. That's a problem, because the first thing is, you know, you people are judging yourselves way too highly. First of all, that's the first problem, that you think, oh well, we would have, but now you're out of bounds.
If
you're not as good as you think you are.
If
that's the first thing.
Shit.
Give a little more credit around here, man. Maybe then we wouldn't have problems, you know, getting teams to go up, or guys playing together, you know, or trying to sandbag, or buddy ball, or, you know.
But I guess sometimes it makes you wonder, like, which of those is actually a bad thing? Sandbagging the worst. Let's not say a bad thing, but the worst thing.
No, I was rolling off all the complaints.
I know what you're saying, but that's exactly what I'm getting at. It's like, which is worse, sandbagging or this fakery shit? Or
it's just an accusation.
Is it a matter of, oh, you're sandbagging? Are you saying that because they're really good? Or are you saying that because, well, you guys should have been here, should have been there? And I know I make that complaint all the time when they say, well, these guys should be in major. Why? Why should they be in major? Because they're good right now, or because you see something about them that, you know, get out there, soldier, you're gonna die, get hit by a car. You see somebody out there, they're doing a really good job or something like that. They're winning games, they're winning tournaments, and now all of a sudden, as a result of your random assessment, you feel like, yeah, you should be major now because, or, you know, whatever division up, you should be a different division because I said so.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that pressure.
It ends up coming to. Yeah, that's what
I feel that pressure from people.
I said so.
Everybody, oh well, you got to build it. You got to fix the major division. Easy now. You guys want it done like every tournament. Like just bump this team. Just bump. No, I won't do that, because now you hurt everybody. That's not fair to that team, man. Like, everybody, you know, I heard all the comments. You know, we were on BTL shit, and we were puffing them up, and like, hey, they kept winning.
Wait, who's winning?
Hey, nice work, by the way. So, you know what? We're trying to give credit out, and all you guys, you know, a lot of you guys were shitting on it. Oh, well, this
but see,
and
that's that hater shit. But that's that
hater
exactly
shit I'm talking about.
The hater shit, and I hate the phrase haters. But like, there's nothing wrong with, to your point earlier, to your point of this whole segment, there's absolutely nothing wrong with giving credit where credit is due. However, that credit also doesn't necessarily have to be perma credit, meaning just because I say, hey, these motherfuckers are kicking ass, doesn't mean I'm on their dick, doesn't mean some weird goofy shit. I'm just literally saying what's going on, because clearly we have a similar opinion, because you're calling for them to be moved up for basically the same reason. I'm just willing to say I like what they're doing, versus in some cases those people aren't willing to do that.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, like this weekend, AAA's wide open. Any team entered, you know, can win this weekend in AAA. That's why I like running the split division. We don't know who the top, you know, we got an idea, 3-4 teams we all like and feel like they could, you know, win at any time in AAA, but we don't know. Yeah. There's no dominance right now. So that's why I like keeping them away from the majors as much as possible. Let those guys establish who the top teams are and who, you know, who may get moved up if they have continued success. Can't do that if you're running major and AAA tournaments all the time. It's tougher to make that determination.
I just don't understand. I don't understand why people are so focused on what division another team is playing. I've never understood that, and I still don't.
I guess I'm just trying to bring up the bigger issue.
Nah, I mean, dude, I'm not trying to stop what you're saying. I'm just saying I never really understand that. Like that people spend so much time focusing, or I'll call it complaining, that they spend so much time complaining about the division of another team. Like
it's you know, the other thing is nobody, you know, there's a couple things there. There's that, Like, yeah, they won. Give them their props and then move on. Next tournament, if they get smoked, we're going to talk about that too.
Yeah,
We're going to talk about, hey, they seem down, you know?
Yeah. Or if they,
we're calling
you
it
stink up the room.
Tournament by tournament. We're staying consistent with what we see, guys.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have to have perma credit. You know, we don't have to.
Right.
Just because a team's doing really well for a week or 2 weeks or whatever the case may be, we can say in that week or 2 weeks, hey, they've been unstoppable. They've been kicking people's asses, whatever you want to call it. Then let's say, like you just said, that they go and shit the bed the next tournament. That's exactly what we end up saying. We say, hey, they fucking sucked this week. I mean, I say it about myself. Like, hey, fucking sucked this week. Like I said, I don't get it. I really don't understand it. And as long as I've been playing softball at this point, I do not understand the idea of how much focus other people have on general assessment of other teams.
Right, did you just throw a boulder? What the fuck was that?
Yeah, I did. It's called an accretion.
I'm trying not to pay attention, but I can't help this shit show of people going on Overwatch here.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I'm throwing boulders and shit and throwing up shields and
Cliff with a great point.
Very much
it's easier to shout down another team player than it is to look at yourself. Well, ain't that the fucking truth?
Damn right.
We got a lot of guys out here who think they're majors playing AAA, and they're not even major, and that's why nobody's talking about you. Now there are guys playing AAA who are major talents who just can't find a major team too. It goes both ways.
It's definitely not a one-to-one. It's not a one binary.
Right. There's no one rule fits all in this ranking thing. You know.
Agreed.
And I struggle with that a lot, but I have a plan in place and how I want to bump teams up, and it's going to go on my timetable. I don't care how much crying there is. It is what it is.
At the same time, how do I'm not asking this because I don't know what you're going to do, and I don't know what you're going to do, but how the hell do you build that other than taking the time to kind of assess and and create ideas and etc.? I don't think, and I know Mickey's going to hate this because he's always saying it, but
he's already posting. I don't think them up. We need more majors. I know, asshole.
I don't think a draft does that, right? I don't, because the other problem with softball, and as much as a lot of people don't like to admit it, the bigger reason why I believe the bigger reason why these divisions are so uneven is because a lot of these teams don't have that confidence in themselves, number one. And if they keep losing, they don't want to pay or play.
Yeah.
So there's a level of business in there that you kind of have to accommodate the wishes of the customer to a certain extent. Now, when it's egregious, imagine there was a Blue Pill Mafia that is not the Blue Pill Mafia we all know and love, right? Imagine there's this team in AAA that's basically configured with the roster of the current Blue Pill Mafia. Is anyone going to question why those guys shouldn't be moved up? Of course they will, and they do it anyway. They do it all the time. So it isn't always just a matter of, I see these guys and they should be moved up. Well, there has to be some criteria to ensure that at the least the customer understands why and what they can expect. The way that I keep hearing all these people do it, they're like, yeah, these guys are too good, move them. Wait, what? Why? Like, I don't get it. Again, I'm still stuck in the same space. I don't understand why people are so focused.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard, I'm not going to call anybody out, but I've heard from different people about moving A1 up, moving Puro up, moving Tota Madre up, moving Snoring Pavers up. Like, guys, you're just throwing shit against the wall at this point. Because, A1's barely been here a year, and you guys already don't be trying. Yeah, they look good. They got good players, and they're hold on.
Yeah,
but that's not. You don't even need to go there. While that's legitimate and can shut down an argument, you don't even need to go there. Why the fuck are you talking about a team that's been together fucking maybe 4 months solid with the roster they have about moving up? What? Because they beat you or they look good to you in a tournament? No.
Yes.
I'm going to put that out there right now. Don't even bring it up. No. Every team gets a chance to establish itself, good or bad. Because if a team went to majors and sucked for 2 tournaments, they're going to want to move down, right? Well, we're getting hammered. My guys won't show up anymore, right? It's the same for being good. Yep. Just because they play real well a couple tournaments, I'm not just going to automatically bump them like you guys want me to do. No. Yep. They're going to get a set amount of time in my mind to where they get, if they play well, cool. Then they can dominate for, 3 months, 6 months, whatever. But nobody's dominating.
I also think
nobody's dominating. So nobody's getting an instant bump.
I also think there are a lot of people who don't quite understand the actual difference between AAA and major in terms of competition, in terms of the players and what they're able to do. There are balls, and I know this is the very lowest concept of things, right? There are balls that in AAA a lot of the time will drop, will be in air, will be a fumbled ball, will be a non-play, that in major is an out. And a lot of people simply don't understand the difference. They just see it as that's the higher rank and they should be there because we're getting beat and we don't like them and we're mad and we want to take our ball and go home.
Here comes ridiculous, right? SBob lost Vinny. They should be AAA now. Yeah. Send me an email outlining your exact reasons why that should happen.
Well, that's awesome.
Please send me an email.
That's a thing, I guess.
Moving on.
That's one of those things that, people do and stuff.
No, we don't need an interest list. See, the thing is, guys know. The good major coaches are always keeping an eye out at league and whatnot and talking to other people, and they know. They know the 39-year-old just coming up who's good. They know who's having problems on a team. They know some of the AAA guys they want to go talk to. I've seen it already. A couple major teams grabbed guys coming into this year that were 39, 40 and pulled them up to major, all right? They do their scouting. They do it. So, I there's not enough spots for the amount of guys with majors talent in AAA right now. I agree. All right? But also, nobody wants to run a team. Everybody wants to run their mouth and criticize and just show up and play, and hopefully somebody's paying for it, and just go and play and bitch and complain and go home. But nobody actually wants to do the running of the team. So it's a lot of armchair quarterbacks again. Nobody wants to run a majors team. Guys have struggled with it. It's hard. You think majors is different, that everybody just shows up and pays on time and they don't have the same bullshit that you deal with in AAA. That is
not true.
False. And then majors is tougher because guys come in with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder because they know they're playing better competition. They expect to win more. It's funny to me. It's funny to me. Everybody's got an opinion, but nobody's making any moves to try to make some of these things happen. All right? And that leads me into the next thing. A lot of chatter. So I have my opinion of it, but let's put it out to the Glue Guys chat, because when we get a good subject, they're always around. Can a conference team exist and survive in Arizona? And I'm going to preface my question with a couple things I can give you as facts right now. There's not enough talent teams, however you want to phrase it, to have a major conference division in Arizona. There's just not. If we're lucky, we might be able to put together one, maybe two teams that can play conference and compete right now. Now, I'll leave it at that and see where it goes. I personally, I don't think it's worthy of the time and effort and money it's going to take, because first of all, you got to get the money together. Second of all, to get the players you need to play at that level, you're going to be taking some of the better players off of major teams to put together the new team.
Yeah.
Okay? So the top 2 or 3 guys on each major team would have to go play Major Plus. Now, maybe, with the limited amount of events and the travel and everything, maybe they only play 3 or 4 times a year. But let's talk to those coaches who are losing those players and see how they feel about that. They get a little testy, even losing guys for 2 or 3 tournaments in a year. Now the other side of that coin is it right to hold somebody up who wants to play at a higher division, who wants to play against better competition? Is it fair? Yeah, that's a question for chat. So I'm curious. I personally think it's very hard to do even if you have the money. All right, with the limited amount of teams and tournaments available to play.
And then there's value.
And then are guys going to do the OG way of playing, getting beat and learning how things work at a higher rank to get better as a team, and then eventually be able to compete in 6 months, maybe a year. I don't know how long it would take. The consistency at the Major Plus level is different than majors. It's almost like AA up to major, but major up to conference. It's about the same from what I've seen in my limited time watching conference guys at senior level. It's crazy. Yeah, Mickey, I understand it's not technically a contract, but, think about what we're talking about here. If a guy wants to go play up, you let him go play up. You pat him on the back and you wish him well. It ties back into what I was talking about earlier. Everybody wants to shit on somebody first thing out of the gate instead of giving them credit. Same thing for this, right? oh, they fucked us over. They went to play with this team out of blah, 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 major conference, and they got everything paid for, this asshole. You're actually making my point for me when you talk like that. You know, they've been paying you the $35 or whatever, and then they get to go play for free and travel,
Right.
and you're going to shit on that? Like, you expose yourself for being a complete and utter dunce. You know, like the clown and his opinions on certain softball matters. It's insane to me. Insane to me. You know?
Somehow I knew you weren't gonna let that go.
Well, here's the thing. While he's not consistent in what time his show goes on, he is consistent on saying something fucking stupid and walking it back. Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies.
I knew
like
you
I said
weren't gonna let
before,
that
we
go.
like consistency here. We don't change shit around every week.
Oh, we're getting fucking smoked right now. I know that.
And I'm too much of an asshole to ask for sympathy every 3 months, too. Moving on.
Wow.
Whoa, where'd that come from?
Wow.
Oh, that was like a half laugh. That don't count. Shit. Damn, I almost had you.
Nah, you
Almost.
no. You weren't even close.
All right.
That was a courtesy laugh more than that was a courtesy
Oh,
chuckle.
wow.
That was a journalistic courtesy chuckle. I didn't want you just sitting out there.
Here's your water, sir. Let me know when you're ready to order. Holy shit. A courtesy water. Okay, I'll take it because I just threw caution to the wind on that one. I wasn't 100% confident in the joke.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at the same time, to the point you just made, I'm not going to give you a chuckle for a non-chuckleable offense. It wasn't
Standard. Look, see, here we go. Proves into my point. He can't just celebrate me. He's got like, that's a little weak for you. Weak for you. Just can't be like, I appreciate the attempt. No.
Nah,
our standards are higher here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Our standards are higher here.
You don't get a show up. You don't get a show up award. No participation trophies, man. You know what I'm saying? No.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! All right, stop, Mark. Stop! Don't do it, Mark.
He was about to
Don't
do that. I know you
I'm
were.
fucking. I'm about to put me in a loony bin. Talking myself down. I don't even need your help now. I'm talking myself out of it. But yeah. So onto the conference thing. I mean, I'd love to see it. Look, anything. If we could put a team together, talent that can go and compete with these guys. You know, Cali's got a couple. We know Florida's got one. They showed up at the fucking Challenge Cup. You know what I mean? Like, I'd love to see, you know, as a pride thing, I want to see an Arizona team do some damage and compete. But on a practicality level, I think too many guys are shit on it and not take the chance, you know, take the leap of faith to test their talent against better players. I think guys get too comfortable, you know, and we're pretty much talking about guys on major teams right now. I don't know that I've seen anybody in AAA ready to make the jump to conference. But the guys I think that could play conference from major, some of them would not do it based on just comfort. They don't want to get out of a comfort zone, right? Even if it was fully paid for, I don't think. And then the other thing is too, it's an unwritten rule, but it's an absolute factor. Guys are very aware of how something might affect their chemistry within the team. Okay, right, wrong, or indifferent. We're not talking about what's right and wrong, just how it is. Okay. Guys would refuse it to not upset chemistry on a particular team because it will upset chemistry because jealousy is a thing. Regardless of what people say to your face, jealousy is a thing. Speaking of what the fuck we've been dealing with lately, it exists. People who shake your hand, stab you, it exists. People who do the same, try to do the same thing you do, it exists. So you got it. That's a factor I don't think anybody's talking about. You know, that's part of the equation. Guys are very, very careful not to basically lose their spot because there's not a lot of them in majors, right? So, you know, and there's certain teams that can absorb that and that put team chemistry over talent to make sure the right guys are there every week. I mean, look. There's one major team. They can't even get enough guys to play, man. How sad is that?
Who can?
Like, that's supposed to be, I'm not mentioning names, man, but, know.
That was, because that was one of those moments where it was like, wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and I feel horrible.
Nuts. That's kind of nuts when you think about it. Like, a major team, they can't get enough. It's
right,
easy
so
to
everybody's
see.
bitching about we need more major teams. One's there trying to do it the right way, and they can't even get their guys to show up.
But
so hold on a minute.
All right, so let me ask you this. So is that a problem of players, or is that a problem of that particular team's leadership situation?
It's called Overwatch, Dave.
Yeah,
we're giving you entertainment while we talk about softball.
What I mean is, at what point do you say, okay, we gotta do something different. We gotta do something else to ensure that we're able to perform?
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's no 100% answer, right? Is it the coach? Is it the players? Are they looking for guys? Are guys not responding? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh my God, Leisure Suit Larry. OG, baby.
Yo. Hell yeah. Shout out.
By the way,
Shoot Larry, bro.
Speaking of old shit people appreciate, I ordered an Old Town Gary's Tavern shirt today. And somebody went, "What is that?" And I went, unfriend me, lose my number. They won the prank war every year. And that's the only clue I'll give you what Gary's Old Town Tavern means. They won the prank war every year. An 80s sitcom. I'll be impressed if somebody knows what that is. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just bringing that up because that's an issue, man. Like, move teams up. Majors needs more teams. Listen, we got a team, can't even get guys. And I know for a fact that coach has reached out to newer players, because he's not being picky. Anybody who wants to play, he'll give him a shot, but he's tired of the bullshit. And I know exactly what he's talking about because that's why I stopped running teams. Thank you, Dave Taylor. It is Cheers. Gary's Old Town Tavern was the rival of Cheers Bar, and they would have a prank war every year, and they'd lose except for the 1 year. Anyway, by the way, my favorite is when they bricked up the bar at Cheers. Moving on. It's not, I know the coach. He asked me for help reaching out to players, and I gave him some names and reached out to guys I felt were major talent playing AAA to see if they wanted to do it. They refused.
Interesting.
So it's not for lack of effort. I'm not naming names. It's not my, I'm just putting the situation out there to everybody kind of take a step back and take everything in. So there we have one major team trying to stay up, trying to do it right, and they can't get guys. And the coach is trying, but he's tired. I stopped coaching because of shit like that, So careful, screaming about moving teams up and shit.
I know.
Careful. So anybody running their mouth about, not sandbagging or whatever, I'll put you in touch with who you got to talk to if you really want to play. But don't say no when I put it through. I'm kind of annoyed. Don't tell me you want to play major. I get you a look or, put you in touch with somebody and then you turn it down. Either do it or don't. Don't wish-wash this shit.
Shit, I get off the pot.
Kind of disgusting to me. But again, I do have a rough plan in my head on how and when these teams will move up from AAA to major and what I need to see. And that is 90% of the equation. That other 10% is to take into account unforeseen things. You guys want to move these teams up. What if they haven't even played with their full roster yet this year? How can I properly judge them? There's a bunch of different factors you guys don't think about. And sadly, I got to think about there's a little part of it that's a business aspect.
Yes.
Are those guys going to stop playing my tournaments because they can go somewhere else and nobody's going to question their ranking?
Yes.
There's one team right now that will not play over here because of that. They will not play U-Trip because of that. They don't like me either, but they won't play U-Trip because of that.
You see why I looked at the screen? You see,
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Nah, that's why I looked at the camera like, waiting for you to drop that extra piece, which you did, which I respect. But yeah.
Oh yeah, you need the full story.
I knew it was coming, bro. I'm Paul Harvey, bro. And now for the rest of the story.
Look, I'm being transparent. I put myself out there on that one. I didn't leave that part of the story out.
I respect it. No lie.
I said it 1,000 times and one more. I am sandpaper, friends. I am not a baby's bottom here. I'm not the smoothest in public relations here. But as I've said, the only thing that's truly, truly important to me is that I'm honest. I don't bait and switch you. I don't bullshit you. What I tell you is what it is. You may not want to hear it. You may not like the way I deliver the news. Fair. All fair assessments. But you can't say I was bullshit. And I keep that same energy. Yeah, that was also kind of a inside thing too. I keep that same energy.
I agree with what Dave said. And I know I typically make that type of comment whenever we have the shows that we talk about divisions and moving people up and all that. I always go to it should be largely statistical based. I mean, because again, the eye test is bullshit. The eye test is completely subjective and all, because the eye test is also largely beholden to personal opinions, beefs, etc. But the statistics should be a large part, maybe not the whole thing, because numbers do lie, but I think, you know, statistics should be play a big part as to who gets moved or where and when, etc. I don't really like the idea of mid-season bumps unless it's just a team that's egregiously beating the dog shit out of everybody. Them yes,
Built to
get their
last.
asses up out of here. Get their asses up out of here.
Sorry,
right?
I had something in my throat there. I don't know what the hell happened. Sorry about that.
But yeah, I think, you know, I know that everyone wants, you know, the pie in the sky ideas. Let's get, you know, let's get some bigger amounts of teams in majors so things are evened out and all that. But it takes time, and it takes people, and you know.
I will make it happen. I will keep working my ass off to fix the minor issues. So you see consistency in the umpiring and the, you know, length of games and lights not going off, whatever, you know, where you're going to get a consistent experience every tournament with us. It's hard as fuck right now with the ump situation, by the way.
I'm not going to let that go. You just wasn't going to let that go. I love it.
Dude, I'm going to ride that till fucking Legacy Cup.
It.
You watch.
I love it.
Look, I could go about that stupid cup thing last year. Since we're talking about bait and switches, and I'm not, I'm gonna let that go.
No, we not.
But literally having to guilt somebody on Facebook to give out the proper prizes is kind of fucking funny. And if you want to talk about beating something to death, I'll beat the dead horse. It's just funny to me.
That's unfortunate.
Of all the solutions, that's the one that was decided upon. So I'm sorry, I get a kick out of that. But I also light myself on fire every once in a while. So it's not like I'm all offense here. I'm fully willing to accept my screw ups and fall on the sword, unlike other people. I mean, then again, if you got a scapegoat, why fall on the sword when you can just disappear out the back? I agree. Stats are a big part of it. I don't agree 100% with you on your eye test opinion. I think eye test has to be part of it in some way, shape, or form. Obviously, with that being said, you have to have, the proper motivation behind your eye test. Not like, oh, that pitcher yelled at me, or that second baseman got booted, or whatever. Like, that can't be a factor. There can be no personal, in it, or how a team acted cannot factor into that decision.
But I guess,
and again, that brings up a gray area too. So any way we go, we can find holes in the arguments. You have to be consistent.
No. I'm going to push back a little bit. So, like I said, I don't believe any way should be 100% that way. I believe statistics should factor in. Yes, I believe that the eye test should have a factor. I don't think doing 100% anything is going to be successful, number one, because the first thing I could say, because I'm poking holes in both, right? Statistically speaking, the question then becomes, well, who are they playing? Because you're not actually asking yourself, you're not trying to justify it to yourself. In reality, you're justifying it to anyone who will ask. So you're asking the question that anyone could ask, which is, so who do they play? Oh, they might have played that team, but that team was missing players, or that team was, they had some pickups, or they weren't quite the same team that they are at the end of the year. There's plenty of teams that start off the year and they suck. Then all of a sudden, throughout the year, they pick up a player, drop a couple, whatever, pick up a few more, etc. Now they're an entirely different team than they were when that team beat them by 20.
Right.
So then people say, well, those statistics they don't tell the whole story. To your point about the eye test, you're absolutely right. I think the eye test should be involved in some way. But then if you put too much into the eye test, you start running into the issues that I just mentioned, where, it's well, I don't really like these guys. They're kind of dicks, or they bitch about everything. They whine about everything. So you don't give them as much credit. It's not that you're doing something against them because of it. It is that your opinion of them and your opinion of what they do gets clouded and shaded a little bit because of your opinion of them versus what they play with.
And I agree
that's
with
why
that.
I'm saying you got to take a few of those things and mush them up in a pot and say, okay, this is how we're going to make that decision. Because you're right, dude. If you don't include the eye test, because look at some of these teams where there's some of these teams that are really out here just getting dog walked all the time. And who says they're not a good enough team to go major if they had the right pieces and et cetera? I don't believe in the idea that you can look at a team and say that team needs to move. I think that is 100% wrong. I don't.
Yeah, you can't judge that off a game. Yeah, you can't.
And I don't think you can only look at stats and go, oh, well, they had this, this number, et cetera. I don't think you can do either one. I think you do have to consider that. My only issue is, and I know that, there's always these committees and things like that. When you start relying too much on the eye test, it requires people to have that type of, experience in watching that team play. And I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's possible.
All right, let me try to phrase something and see what you think of this.
Sure.
So mainly based in statistics with the eye test just to confirm what you already think you know. Is the best way I could describe it.
I agree with that.
Because at the end of the day, you got to have the stats and you got to be consistent. All right. Let's say,
the stats put you in the conversation. The stats put you in the conversation.
Yeah, so head first, they win a tournament 6-0 in January. Nobody scored more than 8 runs on them. But,
right.
And then February, they literally lost both pool games and, lost both double limb bracket games and went home and scored 12 runs. And if it's this up and down of extremes, in 6 months, let's say they've won one tournament or won 2 tournaments in 6 months. But in the tournaments that they didn't win, they never finished higher than 5th. That's something you got to look at. You got to go in and look at it.
That's
when you got to get
analysis.
Right. So you got to get into, all right, once you said who'd they play? Oh, well, that tournament they won in January, it was all, the bottom half of AAA teams who were basically 500 in their careers. All right, well, wait a minute. Now, how much weight do we put behind that? And then the tournaments where they finished, no higher than 5th, they're playing the teams that have really good records, or. So again, it's so many variables that you can't just nail it down to a ABC and that gets you bumped. And that's the thing I think people don't understand.
What you just mentioned, though, is kind of why I lean towards, a larger percentage of things having to be statistical, because everything you just described is statistical analysis. You're taking the information that's presented to you and you're essentially researching the related pieces to it. Like you said, this team won this tournament they were 6-0. The teams they played at that point in time were X, Y, and Z. Or kind of like you said, this team during January was fucking ass, and now here in June, when those teams played again, the team that got murdered at the beginning of the year just dropped a 30 burger on this other team. Things like that. That's right. And that's why I think it's a terminology issue. That's not really an eye test at all. That's literally utilizing the statistics, analyzing those statistics.
Right.
That's
now the last
analytics.
part.
Now
the last part, looking at all that, and you got to say, all right, I got to go watch this fucking team and see what the hell's going on. Are they the 6-0 juggernaut from January, or are they the shit burger one from February? Or are they somewhere in the middle? And if they're somewhere in the middle, it could go either way. They could be right on the cusp of getting thrown up in the major, or just not quite there yet. But the eye test is gonna put me in a get me comfortable with whatever I decide, and not just one game, one pool game of one tournament. The eye test I'm talking about is I keep an eye on that team over a couple tournaments. I go make it a point to go see a couple of their games or a couple innings of a couple games every single tournament best I can. All right. And then I have a composite sample, not just the August tournament, the first 2 pool games they played. Right. So that's the other thing about the eye test. You got to get more than one tournament or one game.
I still believe that the data is what puts them in the conversation.
Well, absolutely. The data got me to pay the attention that I needed to decide.
Right. The eye test is what finalizes the conversation. The stats put you in the conversation. I think that I don't think there's a better way. You know what I mean? And I don't want to come across like I'm disagreeing with you, because I really am agreeing. But I know a lot of the time we say certain things like that, people take a piece of what you said and then take off with it. And that's why I'm clarifying it specifically to say, yes, the stats are what gets you in the convo. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you like them or they like you or you hate each other or whatever. That shit doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, you could hate the team to death, and if they're up there running off on teams left and right, and the stats back that up, they're already in that conversation. Boom. Then it's like, I fucking hate these jackasses, but they're good.
Yeah, listen, everybody's got an opinion. Only certain people know when to say it, and other people just fall flat on their fucking face. So everybody's going to have one. Some people bring it respectfully. Some people refuse to admit they're wrong. It happens. And I just, I take one well and one I don't care about. Matthew Dale said, way to combat division teams. Division teams should play. What division team should play is to have set rosters. This will prevent the roster from changing a lot.
But you don't
Yeah,
have that
one
option.
sanction. Oh, I already got him. I know. Mike got it.
Yeah, you got it.
But I just want to point out the thing that, guys, it's tougher for you guys to take into consideration, but I absolutely have to, because I have to look at this as a business, especially in certain aspects, is if I make a decision, are people going to stop playing because of it? That one right there is definitely something certain guys would just not play. And Tree brings up the most important point of it all. At the end of the day, I want to have a place that people want to come play. I don't want to put a rule in the place that prevents them from doing that. And let's face it, certain major teams, they can't play on the weekends. I have a tournament, but certain guys want to play. As long as there's only 3 of them, they can go play AAA on one team. It's that simple. And then you hold them to that rule, and I got to look at the rosters, during the week to make sure nobody's trying to abuse it. Me personally, I'm going to hold everybody to that rule. If I know they're major players, you're only getting 3 of them on a AAA team. You can cry, whine, go play the other place because they don't police it. I don't care. I have to hold some kind of line with that, but I'm not opposed to guys wanting to get swings because their teams aren't playing. And when you put set rosters in, you chase teams away.
Yeah, because
you chase teams away.
Who doesn't have a player or two out every week? Or every couple tournament, every other tournament or something like that. You got a couple people can't make it because, and I guess to underline something that you said from a different perspective, if it's set rosters and forget going to other sanctions, et cetera, forget that for a second. If it's set rosters and I'm on this team and let's say I can play this week, and then, my team does a poll. Okay, who can play this week? All of a sudden,
right.
It's 8 people can play. So now I can't play at all that week. That doesn't do anybody any good, and that doesn't encourage people, to play in a certain division or anything like that. To echo your point, it encourages people to go elsewhere. And I'm afraid to do that. While I kind of understand in a perfect world, where we know for a fact that 12 people will be able to play on this tournament and that tournament, 2 tournaments a month, or 1 tournament a month. If we knew that, then yeah, the lock rosters works great. Those rosters work great. Unfortunately, that's almost never the case. You've almost always got at least 2 people gone, or vacation, graduations, work, whatever you name it. Somebody breaks a foot, anything. Now all of a sudden your pool of teams that was already relatively small is even smaller, which then will also, conversely encourage a lot of teams who do have enough players to go elsewhere so that they can play.
Yeah. And Matthew, that's kind of the side of it I choose to work with. It makes it harder. Absolutely makes it harder to determine, how good a team is. But I'd rather do that and work on that problem than not have a place where guys who want to play can play based on
the other thing
I don't want them punishing because I don't want to punish a guy because his team can't get enough guys to play that week, basically, to try to simplify it.
The other thing I think we have to be cognitive of is I know a lot of people put too much credence on the idea that you get 1 or 2 pickup players and now all of a sudden you're a juggernaut. You get a team who's, averaging 8 runs a game. Now all of a sudden you add 2 additional players and now they're supposed to run off 17 a game or something like that.
Right.
It's never that range is never that huge. It's really,
I was going to say,
a couple runs tops. It's something,
yeah,
it's something menial. And when you actually look at the data, then you see that those changes, those roster adjustments or whatever that are, sometime either the weekend warrior type of thing, this guy showed up or just wanted to play. Hey, we just picked this guy up. Those numbers aren't changing so significantly that it would make a team a solid AAA team. Now all of a sudden is a monster major team. That just isn't what actually happens. But again,
in 5 months of data since I've been here, I have not seen it make much, if any.
Difference. I was going to say, in some cases, it's worse. Like a lot of these teams are seeing worse numbers as a result of that. So I know a lot of people put a lot of credence on the idea that, you got to pick up. You got pickups in that major, but it can make you a better team, but it isn't necessarily changing the trajectory of your team as a whole very much at all. You're talking a run to, I see Mike Tree, he said when you pick him up, it's a jump. You know what
Wow,
I'm saying?
really?
I'm not gonna
'Cause
argue, bro.
We're gonna ask. We could talk to Where's Five at and get an actual data-driven answer.
Nah, bro, I'm gonna let him have
No,
that, bro. Let him
no,
have that.
no,
Let him have that. That's real.
I could.
No, that's confidence, though, man. That's confidence. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
breaking. He
You're
knows I'm
saying-
breaking his ball.
He knows it. He knows I am too. So I'm saying it's confidence. But seriously,
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I appreciate the guys that are sticking with us. I really do. From a sanction perspective, and also more importantly from a show perspective, because that's really the focus. You know, just to get off track just for a sec. Look, man, I don't care if we got 2 viewers or 200 or I don't care. If you guys keep coming out, we'll keep doing a show. It doesn't matter if I'm director or not direct. I don't care. If you guys, you know, if we're fucking entertaining you, we'll keep doing it. I don't need a bunch of people. You know, 3 or 4 of you just come hang out. It's like we're gonna sitting at the bar anyway, just shooting the shit. I mean, Christ, we had a video game up on screen for half the fucking show, and we don't. You got to understand where we're coming from, man. It's a hang. All right.
It's fun.
Yeah, we talk about
fun.
softball, but shit, if one of my teams goes down, you know I'm getting trolled. If it ain't Los, it's gonna be somebody in chat. I'm good with that. I accept that by doing the show. I accept getting my balls broken by you guys because I do this show about softball shit. It's all right. It's all right, man. You know, I'm not that much in my feelings. We're good. I accept the ball breaking by doing this show to try to help promote, you know, what we're trying to do. But at the end of the day, we're trying to have a cool hang and entertain you guys, and hopefully softball's involved in that. You know, but we're bringing other shit to the table. The Suns, and you goddamn right, we're going to be busting on Cardinals fair weather fans over the football season. I'm warning you now.
And it's going to be bad, bro. It's going to be bad. It's going to be
Yeah,
bad.
it's
because
coming,
it's always
bro.
bad. It's always bad when you get Cardinal fans or Suns fans, and I know you guys know I make this comment all the time. The Suns fans are the worst fans ever, because they went from, oh my God, the Suns are the greatest team ever, blah 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 blah, to we got to blow this up. Ayton fucking sucks. Chris Paul's garbage. Devin Booker's trash. I'm like, how the fuck did you just switch that up in a game? One game they blew it. They had a rough game. So what, man? Whatever, dude.
Yeah, like, look, at least with Harden, like, I have a set amount of appearances that I can base my opinion off of. It wasn't one fucking game.
I can't even look. I have so much sympathy for you. I have so much sympathy for you for the fact that Harden just checked out. Like, look, full disclosure.
I don't know what happened
full disclosure. He just, I know what that, like, I'm gonna say this. I'm not making hundreds of millions of dollars like him. I'm not, top 200 any fucking thing. I'm not even whatever. But I know what it's like to just check out when shit's just not, everything
right, but
isn't rolling right, and you just kind of go, I'm fucked. And I honestly believe if you watch his body language, watch how he played in that, in both fucking series, bro. Really, if you watch, he just couldn't get everything together and rolling. And I mean, I know it's, and I'm not speaking for you as a fan, but I know it's the convenient thing to jump down a guy's throat because he's not doing what he's supposed to or what he's getting paid to do or whatever. But dude, it's so easy to fall off track. And when you're a professional, don't
mistaken when I get aggravated and start screaming, half of it's the Philly routine. But don't get it twisted. I'm not mad that he didn't score 30. I'm not mad that he didn't put up 10 threes. I'm mad that, like we talked about, that fucking body language. And here's the other thing, just to wrap up my Harden problem, because it's not going away.
No.
I swear it's like basketball karma was like, oh, let's make him look exactly like Ben Simmons did last year. It was like I'm watching the game going, is he possessed by the fucking spirit of Ben Simmons right now? It was the same exact shit, except, Harden's a little chunkier. That's all. A little smaller. Yeah. But it was the same exact kind of shit. Body language. Yeah, here's the ball. I don't care. What offensive set are we in? Yeah, here you go. Like, it just, like you said, he checked out, but it was scary. Like, fuck, dude. Why Simmons? I don't know why he's wearing one. Should be wearing 25. That's fucking Ben Simmons right there with a beard. So the irony of the fucking situation is what really makes it difficult as a Sixers fan to say we dealt with this MFer who's hurt. His mental state's not good. He comes back because like, oh shit, what do you mean I don't get paid? I'll be at practice, and then first practice gets booted for being ahead in the clouds. We dealt with that all year, and then finally it's gone. Like, woo, that dark cloud's gone. And then we got a new fucking dark cloud.
But I hate to say it, and I guess that's that's the reason why I guess it resonates so close to me. Is like in that situation, in that position as a professional basketball player and forgive my language, in one of the fucking shittiest fucking fan bases ever. What else could he do? And I said it that way on purpose. Because let's be real. You get people in Philly. You get Philly fans who say, yeah, our fans are dicks. Our fans are assholes.
I'm taking off the glasses. Like, should I take off my jewelry?
That shit don't matter. You got to put your earrings off, too.
What?
Got to get your earrings off, too. You got to take your earrings off, too. Yeah. There it is. Yeah.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. Nope. Nobody talks to me
but look, these Philly fans ain't no joke, bro. And I'm not using that as an excuse. But what I am saying is,
we are not the worst.
The problem, they're not the worst. No, by far, not the worst.
Players would kill for the passion that we show. If you show up and play hard, you even got to be a fucking star. The most famous athletes in Philly, for the most part, the guys that are beloved and will never pay for a meal again, all right, weren't the best players, weren't the most talented. It's about effort and grit, and that earns you fucking respect in Philly. If you come in there with your fucking nose in the air, we ain't got no fucking time for you.
Nah, they're dicks.
You cannot be mentally weak and play in Philly. It absolutely takes a certain fucking player.
You just went there.
What's wrong with being mentally tough?
I'm not saying that, but what you're saying is exactly the point that I was getting to.
Jesus, Cliff, fucking 1965, sure. But let's not talk about Raiders fans stabbing people. Let's not talk about Dodgers fans throwing Padres fans off the fucking 700 level or the top. No, let's not talk about that shit. Let's get ESPN up so they can bring back fucking 50 years ago. Oh, they threw snowballs at Santa. But people are getting killed at fucking...
I don't even give a
fuck
back to what you were
saying.
Santa. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I don't give a fuck about the LA folks. They're dicks too. Most fucking fans are assholes. Let's keep it a buck. They're entitled ass fuckboys who get up there, get drunk, act a fucking fool, and people have to deal with it. In this case, what I was trying to get to though is it's very difficult in Philly specifically to have a mental situation where you're not at your best, not able to get things going the way you're supposed to, because where do you go? You don't have the support of your people. You don't have the support of I don't mean the team, but I mean the fans are not.
I understand.
Say, you know what? You're having a hard time. They're going to immediately turn it into some bullshit. And I've seen it over and fucking over.
I understand, but here's the difference.
Maybe it's yes. Cliff, yes.
Yeah.
100%. Look, I'm a Cardinals fan. I say this all the time, I'm a Cardinals fan, but I will be the first person to tell you that Cardinals fans are the shittiest motherfuckers, period, bar none. Because I watched last year, we're up there dog walking teams, beating everybody. All of a sudden, every Cards fan I know, or even some motherfuckers who wasn't Cards fans, were all of a sudden like, oh yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl. We're the best fucking team on earth. You can't fuck with us. Then we lost 3 games. They need to fire Cliff. They need to get Kyler the fuck out of here. They need to blah, 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 blah. And then turned around and got mad because Kyler said, fuck y'all, I need more money. Now they're like, nah, we're not paying. No, dude, Cardinals fans are the fucking worst. Don't get me wrong, and I mean that. Not like Philly where I'm like, they suck. I mean, Cardinals fans and Suns fans are the fucking worst.
But let me clear some up about most Phillies fans, all right? Yeah, some of that reputation is absolutely earned. What people get wrong or choose not to fucking acknowledge is that if you come out and admit, if you accept, responsibility for certain things, you come out and say, hey, man, I'm having a rough go. Here's what's going on. You're honest with people. That earns you respect. Look at Alec Braum on the Phillies this year. He turned around, they caught him on a hot mic saying, I fucking hate this place. Because he made an error and they booed him at the stadium. When they got him in the postgame, he said, yeah, shouldn't have said that. That's my bad. I was frustrated, da-da-da. That's all he said. They fucking gave him a standing O next night when he did his first at bat. So, if you're honest with Philly, you'll be okay. Now, some of them are fucking fair weather, and here's my example, all right? Iverson. This is the one I always go back to for fair weather because, everybody now with the fucking forgotten short-term history, right? Fucking, Iverson was my favorite. And no. When Iverson went to Bennigan's, all right, and was drinking and partying with his boys there, he's got to go. He's immature. He'd go out the next night and score 46, getting triple-teamed, running into 6'10 dudes in the middle, still driving the basket, And all you cared about was, well, he's going to go party at Bennigan's. He's going to, but that you didn't like his immaturity, right? You didn't like his cornrows. You didn't. Well, he doesn't carry himself like. So don't think I forgot that shit either. So very short-term memory there. Certain Phillies fans.
We're with you.
Now look, I'm happy.
I'm with you.
I'm happy he got to go back, right? He got to go back and he heard the roar of that crowd, and he, he's gotten the accolades that he deserves in retirement from Philly. But we're not perfect. But for the most part, if you're honest with that fan base and being away from it for 7-8 years now, all right, I kind of see it from the outside in a little bit, and I see the cracks and the idiots that often they portray everybody as. If you're honest with Philadelphia and you give an honest man's effort, you'll be loved there. Period. Your talent.
I think no matter what,
matter.
I think Harden can't win, and
Harden's
I don't mean
fucked.
win games. Yeah, I don't
Harden's
mean games.
fucked in Philly.
He can't win there because again, expectations, whatever you want to call it. Everyone had these expectations that he was going to do this, that, and the other. And to be fair, when he was with the Nets this year, he wasn't doing all that well. So it's been a struggle. It's been a down year, if you want to call it that. It's been a struggle. And
no, but just real quick note to that, we had hoped that was a motivation issue. Yeah, because remember, every time Harden's changed teams, he's good for like 4 months, man. Like he's rejuvenated. So we hoped we got rejuvenated Harden. He was just sick of Kyrie's shit.
Nah,
it was a calculated risk. But at the end of the day, Simmons was giving us fucking nothing.
But then,
right?
So I mean, and the only thing you're gonna say is
we might have been better off with Steph Curry and Drummond. I'm just gonna put it out there.
But what I'm saying is, in the same breath, you're basically you're feeding my point. You're basically saying that he struggled. I'm saying he struggled. Mentally, it just seems like he was checked out. It never seemed like he actually got everything going at the same time. Think of it like an ignition. You turn the key wrong, it doesn't go. You turn it too long, it doesn't go. That's how it felt like he was. And then at the same time, everyone had the expectation that, okay, we traded for James Harden. They expected Rockets James Harden.
No, I don't think so.
Fucking Nets James Harden.
I don't think so.
Doing shit all year. And then even the idea that it was motivation, dude. I think someone said earlier, dude. Harden wanted to be at the strip club, bro. He wanted to be.
He wants to be at the club.
That's it.
But that's what scares me because he's going to re-sign, right? Because he's between New York. He's between New York. He's 2 hours from New York. All right. He's got DC, 2, 3, 4 hours. He's in a very centralized location for a lot of club places.
Morey loves
what I mean? But Miami ain't going to take him, so that's probably going to be his preferred spot. I mean, we're talking about South Beach here.
But Morey loves him.
Morey does love him, but I think, I trust Morey to make a move, to not sit pat, to not run it back. All right. Now, here's my scary part.
No, man.
The rumors are already starting about they're looking for a third star. You know what I mean? Here's what scares me. Any deal to get a third star now is probably going to be fucking Maxey. Because who's taking Tobias Harris contract? Not many teams. So if you're trading with the Sixers to give up a big name on your roster, who's the guy you're asking for? You're asking for fucking Maxey. That scares me that they might do that deal because he's the guy that has to stay, in my opinion. Because Harden's now our 4th best scoring option on that team. Maybe 5th. Denny Green might be a better scoring option with a torn ACL than Harden right now. I know, but you make the face. But listen,
that's tough.
Even Embiid said it. Even Embiid, look, Harden is a facilitator now. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm okay with him making $30 million being a fucking facilitator. I'm okay with that. But does James Harden accept that role? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Do you want a ring or not, James? You ready to suck it up and go for a ring and take a pay cut? Or, what's up? How much money you need? I don't know.
Take a pay cut, bro. That's insane. That's fucking
I'm just
nuts.
saying.
I wouldn't take no fucking pay cut. Fuck
hey,
that.
to give him flexibility to get that third star. See, I don't even know if you can call Harden a star at this point. I hate to even say that because it's shitting on the man's legacy. But at this point in his career, I just don't know.
That's reckless.
And you only got a couple more seasons with Embiid, or this is all just going to be a big fucking waste of time. We're burning his clock.
Yeah,
he doesn't have a big window.
And he's guaranteed to be hurt a couple of times per season.
Well, that's what sucks about the trade. Drummond, we had finally found a guy, a backup,
I agree with that,
who could play a couple games, and there wasn't a ton of drop. I mean, look, he's not dropping 30, but Drummond defended the position well and dropped you 12, 15, but he would get the rebounds that Embiid got. And then, of course, Seth Curry was a revelation.
Yeah,
for the Sixers. Again,
I
I
think
wonder,
it's
would we have
difficult.
been better off not even making the fucking trade, sending Simmons home, do what you got to do.
Let that
You're
man
going
do
in the
his thing.
offseason somehow, and we'll just run it back with Curry and Drummond. I think because the reason the year
I think
before,
there's a lot of
they
mental
took
issues,
Toronto
bro.
to
There's a lot of
7,
mental
but
issues that cause that.
whatever. I'll be here all night. So anyway,
Yeah, there's a
we'll
lot
see
of
what
mental
happens.
issues. That was,
Let's
the
go
whole
Phillies.
point that I was getting at. The whole point that I was getting at really was entirely about the mental aspect of what they were both clearly going through. That was my only issue and is my only point. And that's why I was like, a lot of what you were saying was kind of feeding into my point that you expected this, that, and the other, and he just never did it, and he never hit that corner, and everyone could see it, everyone could tell that it was just something not there, and it just didn't connect. It could just be Philly, but I don't buy that, because again, he was kind of playing the same in I almost said New Jersey, Brooklyn.
They were the New Jersey Nets at one point, so I give you
At
that
one point, but you got to be current. But yeah, like I
Harry
just felt
Kittles.
like, right.
I start naming
Fuck.
bad New Jersey Nets.
I was gonna
Stojakovic? No. He was a
Kenyon
king.
Martin,
Shit,
bro.
Petrovic.
Kenyon
What the
Martin.
fuck was his
Petrovic.
name? Petrovic was in net. Kenyon Martin.
Dragan Petrovic.
Yeah. Sad
Dragan
story.
Petrovic. Yeah.
330 for 30. Anyway,
But yeah, I just think it was a mental issue. I think there's a lot of mental issues, a lot of mental health. Dude, honestly, we're all pointing fingers and shit like that. But man, it's been fucking difficult these last few years for everyone.
washed up Rick Mahorn.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
Oh, I thought that one would have got you.
There's
Shit.
that one.
All right. Anyway,
That,
moving on.
But yeah,
So,
it's tough.
We'll see. The offseason's going to be fun. Darryl Morley's done this before.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
let's see what happens.
let's get out of here, dude. We've
Oh,
we've had a
Jesus,
good-
man.
good
Hour and a
time,
half.
man.
That, with video games. Come on now.
Yeah.
You got entertainment tonight.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do some. Hold on. Before I go, we're going to really test who hung in for the hour and a half, right? So let's do my my curse. Oops, sorry. My predictions for the weekend. I haven't picked teams for a tournament in a while. So I'm going to give you some picks here. So we got 4 teams in the majors. We got Bandits, BPM, Blue Point, and BTL coming back for their majors debut. Straight majors debut, we'll call it. Inside joke. Wow. I mean, could go either way here. Blue Point's on a really good roll, man. They won the last one. BTL wasn't there. So who do I want to curse? Let's go status quo. Let's say Blue Point because they're hot. In AAA, kind of wide open. No Tota, no Puro this weekend. Puro played in New Mexico last weekend, and I heard some things about the umps not knowing rules, but I didn't want to go nuts on it. Toto didn't have enough guys, and there's a lot of graduation. So Sonoran's in. A1 is in. I'm missing one. Anyway, flip a coin. We'll say it's either going to be A1 or Sonoran. Sonoran got in late. Yeah, I think they're due. Those guys are, young dudes really pushing, and they're only going to get better. So let's go there. So we'll do that. And that's my predictions. We'll see how they pan out next week when we come on. We'll have a little bit of tournament recap, hopefully some pictures. And I'm going to see if I can get some updates on our 35-plus women stuff going on. I'll talk to Sammy this week. And a bunch of other shit next week. But now it's time to go, man. I got hockey playoffs to watch. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Bye.